Right, so the new PC is plugged in. I've not switched it on yet. I've got no idea if it has an operating system, but I just plugged all my stuff in, and yeah, moment of truth. What has my 243 quid got me? Now, I don't mind if there's no operating system. That's the whole point. I'm putting a new one on there, but I'm curious. So I've actually got it rigged up to my telly instead of a monitor, just so I can see a bit easier. It's weird because there's no noise, there's no fan. Is that doing anything? Oh, shit! It works! Holy crap! That's Windows. I'm pretty sure that's Windows. Telly's off center. Right. So, holy crap. Let's have a look. Ooh. Okay, it's not. There's bits off the edge, and for some reason my mouse isn't reacting properly. But I've got an extension on the mouse cable, and it's first time booting up, so that could be why the mouse is a little bit sketchy. Because it's going through, it's discovering all the peripherals, and I don't even know what edition this is. So when you buy your computer from where I got my computer, it comes with Windows on board. I don't know what version of Windows this is. Let's have a look. Will it actually let me see anything? I don't think that's Windows 11. I think it's 10. Okay, the spec is not very good. It's not brilliant. It's 120 gig C drive. D drive is 118. So it's not brilliant internal, but that is what is needed to actually just run Windows over 100 gig. So it may not even run a new version of Windows. Ah, coming up in Chinese. The actual operating system is in English, but some of the options are in Chinese. I have no idea what that says. No previous versions. So yeah, you get yourself a basic computer. I could add RAM. I think it's just take the back off, plug and play. Yeah, it works. So yeah, I'm going to be installing thingy on it in a bit. Let's have a look. I don't care about your licensing agreement. I just want to go on the internet just to see if the internet's working. Yep, internet is working. Brilliant. Your device is more. Your device must go online and upload all your details. So, yeah, that works. Out of the box, it only comes with tickling the balls. It only comes with It only comes with a power cable. There's no other peripherals with it, just a power cable. It does have a couple of bunny ears that you can screw on for Wi-Fi, which I'm not bothered with because I'm hardwired. So yeah, it works. The screen is a little bit off center. It's not the right dimensions for the telly, apparently, from the looks of it. Hoping it's just that and not hardware issue. Display settings, let's have a look. Resolution, do not want mental resolution, just normal. Yeah. No, revert. I want to actually be able to read stuff. Is that going to be better? Yep, start it. It's only temporary. Yep, that fits better. Right, okay, so that works. It's still slightly, it's just the screen resolution is a bit weird. But that's working fine. I'm still wondering what, is that Windows 11? I really hate the fact that it automatically knows what date it is and where I am. Yeah, that's a big reason to get rid of Windows. And it's constantly updating and installing shit that I don't want from the internet, which I don't want. I haven't given it permission to do that. I haven't said I wanted to do that, but it's doing it anyway. Wow, there are no running devices. Did it seriously just say that? Wow, that is creepy. This is Task Manager. And it says there's no running devices. And there we go. Windows does like to screw you over. Yeah, because there's so much running in the background, it's using all of my RAM and all of my processing power just to run the Windows crap. That is really, really creepy. That is using all of the see, it's not. This isn't using anything, of course it's not. Even not actually touching the computer, switching it on brand new, it's using 18, 24, 24%, 30% of my network, 39%. This is my internet connection, how much internet I have available. It's using 30% of my available internet, and I haven't given it permission to do anything. I haven't said install stuff, I haven't said update stuff, I haven't said do anything, and it's constantly trying to. I've not logged in yet with my details, and I'm not fucking going to. So it's using 92% of my disk, my hard drive disk, 92%, just as background processes. It's using 26% of my RAM, my memory, just in background processes. And that is just to begin with. All these things listed here, and that's before I install any apps, before I actually try to do anything. That's Windows. That's just the immediate things it's doing right now without me saying I want them to. So, what I'm going to do is, in theory, it's one of the function keys, normally it's F12, to reboot the computer in BIOS. To explain BIOS, every computer has a core built-in operating system that you do not normally see. It could be your microwave, it could be your telly, it could be your phone, it could be your computer. That is called the BIOS. That is the base level thing to make it function. On top of that, you would get your visual operating system. Windows, Linux, Android, Apple. They're all built on top of the BIOS. If you access the BIOS, you can then change your operating system. Sometimes they will block it, so you can't change it, but then you can still go into the under the BIOS and do it that way, in theory. I'm going to unplug my peripheral thingies at the moment, which are basically camera and a USB thing. So, USB thumb drive, and it's metal, but it's not plastic, I think. that has got a Linux operating system. Which way do these bloody things go? Oh, it's been a pain in my ass. Yeah, I'm always terrified to force things into USB drives. Sometimes when it's a brand new stick, they can be very tight going in.
Just what she said.
So, you don't want to force it and break things. Right, see. Now I could run it from that stick, but I'm not going to. I'm going to restart. Oh, my glasses. Where are my glasses? Did you see where I put them? Oh, there they are. Thank you. Right. God, mental vision. I think I might be Windows 10. Right, so restart. And vigorously poke F12. There we go. That should be BIOS. There we go. Excellent. This is your basic BIOS. You can go into more and more settings in your BIOS, like where to boot from. But the options are, oh, also, all computers for the past 35 years-ish, 30, 35 years, are making you more and more dependent on using a mouse. That is because a keyboard controls the entire computer. Computers are still designed now to only be used with a keyboard. A mouse is an optional extra. So what you do is use your arrow keys to go up and down. And I'm going to select the first one, which is Start Linux Mid 22.3 Cinema 64-bit, and press highlighted. Press Enter to boot the service. Basically, you're just using the keyboard. So up and down, select it, press Enter. Junkies outside. So in theory, that should start to boot up. Hopefully. At this point, worst case scenario, I put a stick out, oh, it's working. And I can restart. It's going to look weird because it's on a telly, not a monitor. So there is a bit of a lag and a bit of a dimensional thing that's a bit, the dimensions are maybe a bit off. But yeah, if you want to use your TV as a monitor for something, you should have an HDMI socket in the back of your telly. It will boot faster when it is installed properly, but right now it's trying to run an operating system from a flash drive, which is only about 3 gig. The flash drive is 64, but the actual operating system it's running from now is only about 2 or 3 gig. I'm not going to edit this video either, so you'll see it in real time whether or not it works. If my phone is still recording. The one thing no nerd wants to see is a blue screen. It's quite funny because it might be a psychological thing, but blue is supposed to be a colour that makes you trust people. That's why you get all these Nazis like Russell Brand having a blue screen on everything. But the thing is, nerds hate blue. Hate blue, because it's associated with the BSOD. And the BSOD stands for the blue screen of death. It's what happens when you get a Windows device that has a catastrophic failure. Is this doing anything? Oh, I saw something! It's when you have a catastrophic failure on Windows, everything goes blue and you get BSOD on the screen. And you still get it now and again on like Xbox. Ooh, it's going to be green. Yeah, the screen is not resized properly. That could be the telly's fault. That could be actually the TV's fault, where it's not resizing it properly. Never mind. But it's doing something. I could always get, for storage, I use external drives anyway. So that's not really an issue. It's just convenient to have a stockpile of stuff on a computer. Is that loaded? Oh, it is. It's done. Crap. Oh, that is so tiny. Display settings. I can just read it. See, it's designed to be on a monitor with your face really close to the monitor, not 2 or 3 meters away. Resolution is way too high. Oh, this is ridiculous. Sorry for the ass. Yeah, let's go for that one. I can always change it on a computer. Keep changes for now. Right. So we used to spastic vision in the olden days. So that's fine. At least now I can actually read what's going on. So I got right click. That's brilliant. The original Ubuntu that Linux Mint is based on, there was no right click. It's a very handy thing if you want to screw up somebody's computer, but terminal, internet, do we have internet? This is all running from a little thumb drive. This whole operating system is not running from a hard drive, it's running from a little thumb drive. So it's going to be going slow. But yeah, that looks Bluetooth enabled. I don't want Bluetooth. Yeah, the screen keeps fading in and out. I think that is the telly trying to compensate. I just want to make sure the internet actually works. Yep, that works. Right. What's it going to be green? So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother exploring it, compatibility or any of that crap. I'm just going to go straight down and install Linux Mint. I'm going to double click that way. Right, okay, it's taken a while. So this is now hopefully going to, because I'm not using Wi-Fi, it should just go straight through my Ethernet, Cat45, whatever you're going to call it, my hardwired internet to the router, and hopefully shouldn't be any issues. Is that clock wrong? That's interesting. The clock on the computer is now reading 1 hour out, which is a bit weird. Right. As the mouse is a bit twitchy, I'm going to be using the keyboard. If it will let me. There we go. Yeah, there's a bit of a lag. English. English UK. That's so messed up. English UK, Polish, British keyboard. That's just wrong. Wrong. Yes, we'll install multimedia codecs. Ubuntu drivers. I dare anyone to say Ubuntu and not sound racist. Ubuntu. Erase disk and install Linux Mint. This will delete all your program. Yep, do it. Install the computer. Delete it. Yeah. If you continue, change it, otherwise you have to make further changes manually. One is to store all data on it says, right, so it's going to erase everything on the computer, which is fine. Time zone. Yep. That's interesting looking at the time zones. Because you got places like Iceland. Oh, interesting. My name is Ash Off Grid. My computer's name is Ash Off Grid. Whatever. Pick a username, Ash Off Grid. Password. Password. It's a weak password. I don't care. I'm not doing anything too dodgy on my computer. Well, unless you're Jewish, in which case, nah. So, welcome to Linux Mint. Welcome and thank you for choosing Linux Mint. This slideshow will show you around while the system is being installed on your computer. Be fast and safe on the web with Mozilla Firefox, owned by YouTube. Watch your favourite shows on Netflix and YouTube, owned by... I'm not going to be using Netflix. YouTube, yes, but I'm not going to be installing YouTube. I'm just going to be using YouTube via a web browser. I may actually use Firefox. I'll see how it goes. I can always get rid of it afterwards. I don't use Spotify. I don't use Rhythmbox. If I want music or movies, I download them illegally and watch them offline. Enjoy high definition movie or video with VLC and other media players. All modern codecs are supported. VLC I use a lot. Fix, drawing, GIMP, Inkscape. Organize and enjoy sharing photos, export your albums, blah 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 blah. Bit of editing software would be nice. I could always use my own PC for video editing and image editing if I wanted to, if I could be asked. Basically. I mean, I do have a few monitors lying around I could use, although they're a bit knackered actually. But all I really need is just to go and get another keyboard, mouse and monitor, and then I can actually use the other computer alongside, be really freaking nerdy, and use that for just doing editing. Keep in touch. Note, I'm anti-social. The mouse is a lot more responsive now than it was when I was on Windows. Be productive, blah, blah, blah. I just need something that's going to open text documents. Install software. Steam. I may actually install Steam. I've not done gaming on a computer since the last one died, which was 6 months ago. Google Earth, Dropbox, Blender, nope. Install Wine and run Windows software in Linux Mint. Oh, that is a temptation actually. That is a temptation. I'm going to have to do a little bit of looking around to see what sort of... Oh, Pulsar Tech is a very good YouTube channel. He's the guy I've been looking at his videos for how to actually do all this. So if you go to YouTube, have a look for Pulsar Tech, Pulsartech, and he sounds like a bit of a rusky, but yeah, his videos are great. Very clear, clean, ski explanations how to do stuff. So I might install Wine or some kind of emulator. An emulator is an application that allows you to run non-Windows stuff on a... if you've got an Android device, you can use an emulator to run Windows applications on it. Or if you've got a Windows device, you can use an emulator to run Android devices on it, and vice versa, same with Linux. It's so you can use other stuff inside it, but it does mean using a lot more processing power, because you're running an application on top of an application. Make stuff at home with modify, blah 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 blah, background themes. Receive fake security updates. No, the whole point is I don't want to. But I think with these things you can choose to not get updates, as opposed to Windows where they shut your computer down if you don't update constantly. If you're curious about something or if you're facing a problem, simply ask around. Linux Mint is one of the most popular desktop Linux distributions used by millions of people. It comes with a user guide, a community website, a collection of tutorials, active forums and chat rooms, and one of the most dynamic communities on the internet. Oh, that was all slideshows, was it? Oh, okay. Still copying files. I'm assuming it's copying files from the internet. I don't know. So all I've got to remember to do really is it will want to restart once it's actually installed Mint, properly installed it on the machine and erased all the other crap from Windows. Basically the C drive was just 100% Windows, that's all it was, and it was having trouble coping. It was working, but it was so much in the background. That is the biggest issue I've got. It's constantly having to turn off background processes. Constantly. So yeah, now it's just a case of waiting for it to finish. La 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 la. What am I going to do? Single alone in the house. I'm awake. Can't, I'm sore. I'm not awake. I can't, I'm sore. It's vacation. Well, there is that. I'm a sheep. I'm not Welsh. I'm a goat. I'm not Scottish. I'm your sister. I'm not Irish. I'm a baby. I'm not Jewish. I've not had caffeine in 4 days. Or any real sugar. Holy crap. Oh no, I had a teaspoon of sugar last night on cereal for night time. Healthy living's not good. I need some booze. Alcohol. Yeah, my distilling experiments, are getting better and better every time. Don't get me wrong, using the air still to start with, that was brilliant, beautiful, really, really no real grief at all. Noisy, not cost efficient, but you get a nice drink out of it. But using the still I've got now, which if you bought it in England would cost you 700 quid, because I got it from China, it only cost 250, I think. There was issues with it, but it wasn't the Chinky Winky's fault. It was the fault of customs. They've got a habit of kicking the shit out of things when they come through customs because they come from China, not via America. It's like they snap a hole in the box in the computer. But I think they're used to that happening, which is why they give you another box underneath. But yeah, they always like open the boxes, rip them apart, stab them, and click them. There's still, they kick the shit out of it. So there's like loose wires. It still works. It was just a bit of a pain in the ass. La 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 la. I'm scared to touch the computer in case it goes wrong. But I've got to wiggle the mouse just in case it goes into sleep mode. It shouldn't do. It shouldn't. But it's a new computer. Ooh, I think the clock's... Yeah. Alright, the clock has now updated itself. See, I think what happened is that when I was running Windows, it instantly went online. Well, I didn't tell it to. It went straight online immediately and started uploading all my stuff and delete instantly. That's why the clock automatically adjusted to the local time. Whereas Linux didn't do that. It was just showing the time from, you know, whenever, wherever, from an hour in the past. So that would have been Eastern Europe or something. But as soon as I said, yeah, here's my time zone, it readjusted the clock. So it's not automatically trying to work out where I live, unlike Windows. I'm going to have coffee actually. I miss biscuits, I've not had bickies for 4 days. That's my breakfast. Pint of coffee and 3 dicky bickies. Digestive biscuits, not porn, homosexual thing. Digestive biscuits, dicky bickies. It's kind of overcast. Might get walkies later. If I'm not pissing about with this. But yeah, the screen will look different when it's on a monitor, because a monitor it's designed to have, it's not filling, it's overfilling the space. So it's only showing 09.0. It's not showing the last minute of the clock. It's not showing all of the start button down there, which I'm not going to click on. Not going to click on. But it looks very much like a old version of Windows. That's the reason I wanted this one. It's meant to be the most user friendly for those going from Windows to Linux. Because the only time I've used Linux in the past was to fuck over the Irish police, basically. I'm not saying who else I've done that to, but I had a very old, very, very simple version of Ubuntu. Give you a good example. This version of Linux on the flash drive to install it was, I think, 3 gig. The version of Ubuntu that I had was about 110 meg. About 110 meg. It was a case of they left the room whilst they were trying to screw me over to go and pissing me food and stuff. I just snuck it into the computer, restarted it, and within 3 minutes, their entire network had an Indian kitten going, took them a week to get rid of it. They had to get specialists down from Dublin to come and see what the thickness going on. Because figuring apps is doing stuff. Well, one guy, mind you, Jean-Claude Van Damme, doing the splits. I'm not gay. But you know that he's got less genitals than most women because of all the steroids he's done, less in them knickers than most birds. And them great big flaps. You know? And he was doing the splits. And you know, he would just be shaving that ass. And he was doing the splits. And you know, nice tight fit up in that bum bum. And he was doing the splits. Boinky boinky. And of course, most important of all, best of all, he cannot get accidentally on purpose pregnant like every female on the planet. Oh, I just want to have babies. I never do that. I would never trap you. I would never. Oh, I'm getting a bit fat. Are you gonna lucky if I get fat? Yeah, you got really fucking fat for about 9 or 10 months, and all of a sudden that shit you had wouldn't stop crying until you stuck a tit in its face. La 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 la. I'll tell you something. This girlfriend and her sister are fucking brilliant. So much less grief than, you know, and a damn sight cheaper. If you think you're not paying for sex, who pays for the meal? Who pays for the holidays? Who pays for every fucking thing? La la la. Holy crap. So yeah, this is actually all part of the off-grid aspect mentality that I've got. Is that getting off mainstream things. Petrol, diesel, oil type stuff, lithium, all those kind of things. The mainstream stuff you're forced to use because that way they control you. And it's not like they control you. It's that if they control the resources and they make it so you only have access to certain resources, they control the resources, they control you, they control your access to it, they control how much you pay for it, they control what is actually in it. My gas coming to the house, I'm only paying £7 a month for my gas bill because I'm a smelly bastard. But they dilute it. You know this because it takes longer to heat the water up than normal because the water is coming in at the gas is coming in at 50% strength. The reason they say you can't use old-fashioned batteries for a boat, for example, for an electric boat, is because they can't control the resources for an old-fashioned battery. Because its main ingredients are its main ingredients are just base metals for a battery for energy storage. They're not using electric motors because all they use is basic ingredients, copper and magnets. You know, so copper and iron. And they last forever. You might need rewinding at some point, rewiring at some point, but that's just a bit more copper. Batteries, if they get clogged up, empty the water, add a bit of bicarb, some water, give it a slosh around, clear the plate side, give it a rinse, fresh water in, brand new battery. That's why they say you have to use lithium, which is a controlled resource. That's what they say about using solar panels, is a controlled resource to make them. Whereas wind turbines, hydro turbines, electric motors don't cost nothing to run. La 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 la. Oh, I'm so bored. No, wank. I'm too tired of wank. I'll have it later. Right, I'm going to go and... Oh, I said I'm going to move and you start working. You asshole. we had noise, didn't we? So the speaker is working. It's a bit strange because the USB sockets on the back are upside down compared to the ones on the front. Unless the ones on the front are upside down and the ones on the back are normal. Which is a bit weird. I don't care, it works. I mean, yes, it's got lower storage space. That's going quite quickly. It's got lower storage space on the actual machine itself, but that's not a big deal. Because I'm using a much smaller operating system, less resource intensive operating system, it'll be faster for me to plug in an external hard drive, like a 5 terabyte external drive, and run from that, than using a Windows with an internal. She's like, oh, we're running a field of sheep. Did you say Brazilian? I don't want a Brazilian. I like my bush. So it's installing all the additional apps. So yes, it's on the internet, definitely. Yeah, TPKG is not anything to do with Korea. That's your installation packages. I'm not an expert. I just pick stuff up. Coffee. If I go and do coffee, it'll finish. Guaranteed. But I need to make sure that when it starts to restart, I unplug the thumbstick. Otherwise it might try to start from the thumb drive. So when you turn on the computer, phone or whatever, the first thing it does, it sends out these little tendrils and looks for anything plugged in. It'll look for its own hard drive first, and then it'll go searching for other stuff like cameras, USB sticks, and they're finished. Well, I threaten to go and put the kettle on, and you're finished. Okay. Installation is finished. You can continue testing next minutes now, don't be asked. But until you restart the computer, any change you make or document save will be not preserved. I don't care. Let's restart and unplug the thumb drive. Right. Where's your baggie? Oh, fuck just happened. Is that normal? I don't know. Is that normal? Ah! The Matrix is coming to kill me. Ha ha. Yeah, Matrix. Used to enjoy those movies until. See, I was going into BIOS. I was going into BIOS. Until I found out that they're just another Jewish agenda load of shit. Because if you remember that the one sacred place in the Matrix movies, the one sacred place is Zion. As in Zionist, as in the home of Jewish people. Fuck's sake. Anyway. We're in. Da-da-da! Oh, old Windows machines. If you have a password set up and you just pressed enter, it would bypass the password. This shouldn't do. Nope. Oh, the incorrect password. Don't be good. Potawar. I've never eaten seaweed. Never eaten seaweed. Reminds me of that scene from the Chucky TV series when reading that what's her name's text messages. And it's like, yeah, why do my farts smell so nice? Because you're a muff diver. Well, I can't read a fucking thing on that. Right, okay, Linux Mint is installed. Here, end of the video, because I'm now going to stick it on the monitor so I can actually read what's going on. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Click and subscribe. Where's the monitor? There we go. Yeah. You still watching? Why are you still watching? I'm fat, ugly, go away. Right. Come on. There we go. You can go off. Yes, I unplug things. When you wake up at 2 in the morning to find your TV turning itself on, trying to go and go on the fucking internet. Yes, I unplug stuff. Right, I can't actually read that. See, if I was sat closer. Right, first things first, where's display? Oh, my fucking eyeballs. Display settings. Right. Oh, is it? That resolution. Keep changing. Right. I'm so used to having the thing auto hide. Right. You can drag and drop and scale things. That's right. Okay. Yep, that's fine. I can read that. Yay. That's basically 19 thingy by 1080, but with 200% magnification. Okay, yeah, it works. Now I'm going to transfer my crap onto it. Let's have a look first. I'll go through the whole intro thing in a minute. I just want to have a quick look at. Yeah, it looks very much like an old version of Windows. It's brilliant. Ooh, free space. 200. I like that. Okay. Yeah, so you got your basic folders, video, templates, public. So you've got documents, downloads, music, pictures. Yep, brilliant. That's the main folders. Free space, 1/4 terabyte. Not brilliant, but I can always plug in an external. I might actually go and get one of those 5 trillion terabyte externals from AliExpress. I know they don't have that much space. Or I might just go for a brand name one actually. Get a 4 terabyte and plug in. It's just so I've got accessible storage. So yeah, that's it, done. That is how to get a computer online. 243 quid it cost. The spec looks pretty good. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It works.